Nnamdi Azikiwe and told them, of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and told them, if our youths get angry, it will be like an avalanche of accumulated indignation.
Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon, my fellow Ambazonians. And good afternoon to friends of Ambazonia. Good afternoon to our brothers of the Biafra. All of you, welcome. Welcome. I'm very excited for what we're about to present today. Really excited. Very, very good news for all of you. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you've had a good week. Today is Friday. I hope that if you have a business, I hope you are thriving. If you have a job, I hope your career is growing. If you have a hustle, a side hustle that you are doing, I hope things are going well for you and your family. All right. So welcome. Today is Friday, the 4th of June 2021. It's a lot for us to talk about. It's a lot of exciting things are happening. It's a lot of also a lot of propaganda that is going on. It's a lot that people are talking about. There's a lot of smear campaign going on. There's a lot of just made up stories that are also going on. I'm here to offer you clarity. All right. So my fellow Amazonians, I'll be speaking in Pidgin. My fellow people, una welcome. All money plays day. I hope say all money do very well. I hope say all money take good care of themselves. I hope say they take good care of yourself. They take good care of your family. I hope say they take good care of things. And I hope say if you get some business, I hope say things that go well for your business. If you get a job, you get a career, I hope say you work yourself for make sure say you grow, you get promotion, you know things that work are fine. All right. If you get a small business or corner, which they call and say side hustle, all right, you get something you do them after your main thing with you do them. I hope say things that they also go well for that dimension. So all money plays day, when I welcome. The story for today is big, but the story for today it be very exciting because I know say a lot of drama they go out there for social media. So I there and I forgive una clarity. I also give there and I forgive una a sense of direction. Which are things that they go, what you get for the anticipate them, what you get for the expect them. All right. So when I come well, when I come fine. Before we go there, make we listen for this story where this big father for Catholic for church.
Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and told them, of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and told them, if our youths get angry, it will be like an avalanche of accumulated indignation. And no amount of money that you have hoarded in this country will protect you from their wrath. In 2013, 7 years ago, reason I gave, you cannot dialogue with a person who has nothing to lose. The youth of this country have lost everything, including their future. Their future has been mortgaged, their presence has been stolen by people who keep telling them they are the leaders of the future. I tell young people, don't listen to us anymore when we tell you you are the leaders of the future. You are the leaders of tomorrow. They started saying it 40 years ago, and the people who ruled us 40 years ago are still ruling us today. Where will the future be? Words of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and told them, if our youth get angry, it will be like an avalanche of accumulated indignation. And no amount of money that you have hoarded in this country will protect you from their wrath. In 2013, 7 years ago, reason I gave, you cannot dialogue with a person who has nothing to lose. The youth of this country have lost everything, including their future. Their future has been mortgaged, their presence has been stolen by people who keep telling them they are the leaders of the future. I tell young people, don't listen to us anymore when we tell you you are the leaders of the future. You are the leaders of tomorrow. They started saying it 40 years ago, and the people who ruled us 40 years ago are still ruling us today. Where will the future be?
That is the question. Now question that from man of God. Now question that from bishop. Now question that from father. The liberation of Ambazonia. Now for protect the future of our Pidgin. Now for protect the future of the youth. Now for make sure say we shape a better future for the future generation. Now for make sure say the Pidgin them for today, the young people them for today, they get a better future. That's how they fight. And for make sure say people they live with dignity. The old system, it don't prove, say be incapable, it be insensitive to the needs of the people. They don't care. They don't care about the people them. That's why this generation don't rise. For end the suffering. For end the hopelessness. For end the misery. A whole generation, they don't get a sense of direction. A whole people, they don't get a sense of direction. People, they never even know what they got for do today. How do they think about tomorrow? The system of education, they don't provide them. Now, education just for toxic people to get education. But thinking in all day, character in all day, creativity in all day. Now, only for, small thing then about the world and stuff like that. But there is no substance for be able for power the nation and the future. So the generation don't rise because all these things they happen because Cameroon occupy Ambazonia. The only reason where the Ambazonian people they be hopeless now because of Cameroon annexation of Ambazonia. The only reason where the Ambazonian people they live in misery now because of Cameroon annexation of Ambazonia. The only reason where Ambazonians they suffer, they die early now because of Cameroon occupation of Ambazonia. When our forefathers, they walk out of the Eastern House, set up a government for Boya, they beget an economic vision for Ambazonia. They beget an economic framework for the country. How to build the country, how to create industries, how to create jobs for the people then, and how to take Ambazonian products, the agricultural products, how to market them for the international system, so that Ambazonian people they will become very wealthy through their hard work. The occupational system, it dismantled every single aspect of our society. It dismantled every single aspect of our lives. It created a broken system of hopelessness. It created a system so that our people would depend on the occupier, would depend on the jobs of the occupier, would depend for beg the occupier, and therefore worship the occupier, and therefore surrender their destiny to the occupier. So they reap everything where Ambazonia they get them. And they create hopelessness. These accumulated effects of these broken dreams, broken promises, of this pain, of this anger, of this frustration, it don't create inspiration and courage and hope for this generation, for say we must end them. But for Enam, the strategy we don't use them since 2016 till now, that strategy don't work miracles. But the strategy, it no go take we for place we want go. Einstein, the greatest scientist we don't ever live before, Albert Einstein, we all when I don't hear when I call Einstein or Einstein as American people they call him. All right, Albert Einstein, he talks the level of thinking where he carry we from place will be there for can reach for place will there, not be that same level of thinking we get for use them for come up from place will there for go place we want go. For reach for place we want go, we must adopt a new strategy, a new level of thinking. And at the conversation, this one can get on all with today. Over the last few days, maybe the last 48 hours or so, some big drama there for outside there. All kind of conspiracy theories, some all kind drama. People that they talk all kind of things. Then. Now they don't woke up yesterday. say General F don't die. Say General F don't die. Say they don't kill General F. They woke up, start make audios, videos. Say don't kill General F. And then someone they did for chat for their chat group, for their PIX internet government, their chat group. All them, they type, may they go, how the plans what they get for make them for kill General F. They say they get for bring down General F. I'm like, really? So one of those people then, their phone number and a name, one of the people then where they not really like what these guys they do them, where they go shit on the people they want to say they want to liberate a country, they go shit on for chat group, they plan how to go key fighters them for ground. So one of these guys then where maybe they push this agenda. Say me they kill General F. One of them, he can make a screenshot of their chat for their own chat group. He put them for social media. So the guy, his address can come out, his phone number can come out, his name can come out. So I pick up the phone, I call the guy. I say, hey, he say, now who this? I say, you know the person we don't call you. I say na me, Asu Lucas, the press secretary for the Executive Office for Governing Council of Ambazonia. Now me, I don't pick up phone for call you. He say, who you be? I say, you know who I be. He say, so what did it go on? I said, listen, I know say me and you never talk, but I want to make you listen to me very carefully. I tell this person, where he named it for outside there, I tell this person, I say, so you go shit on for a chat group for WhatsApp. You dey stay for America. You go shit on for chat group. Will they infiltrate us then? And you the right make the kill General Efan. We the fight for liberate Ambazonia. When I go shit on for chat group for plan. You shit on for America. For a country where you be free. And you get a job. You get a family. But you the plan made to kill the top general. We the fight for liberate the same place where your mommy they live under occupation. The same place where your papa they live under occupation. The same place where your uncles, your aunties, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, they live under occupation. You then have to make plan. May go kill you. I tell you, say, my brother, I want to tell you one thing. Your message for your plan where they make America go kill General Efan. It's there for social media. They don't spread them for social media. Why you go join people then with this kind bad heart for destroy Ambazonia for una small witty? I tell you, say, consequences the day for any man where she done for diaspora and you think say you be safe for plan the killings of generals and liberators on the ground. I tell you, say, consequences the day. Even if you didn't have America, consequences the day. Consequences the day for any person. And I tell you, say, you don't go join a gang of thieves. Those same thieves, they go destroy your life, destroy your career, destroy your family. They go destroy you. Because of your participation for their wickedness and their crimes against the Ambazonian people. Then. That's what I tell you. I tell you, say, if you be smart, you know the right thing for do. And I hang up the phone. What did this one mean? The last few days, as I be telling you, the quote of Albert Einstein, say, wait, we don't use them. For come out from place will be there, for carry your place will be there, not be in that same mindset, and not be in the same strategy, we will take them for achieve what we want them. Because what we don't do them so far, it be good, it be great, and all we need for celebrate them. But for move to the next level, it requires a different level of thinking, it requires a different strategy, it requires a different roadmap, and it requires a different action plan. The block by block strategy, now for make the territory ungovernable, the forces did not achieve them. The act of using explosives, now for continuously make the territory ungovernable and impede enemy movement. And the block by block forces that they do great. But remember, just because you make the territory ungovernable and you use IEDs, you use those explosives for stop enemy movement, it don't mean say you get control. It don't mean say you get capacity for protect those population, because you make the territory ungovernable, you stop the movement of the colonial military. You need build capacity or you need build capacity. Because the whole goal for make the territory ungovernable, now for give you space For say you push them out, you drive them, and then you take the time for build capacity, for fill in the gap of what them be doing. The world be trust them. May they provide peace, security, and stability for Ambazonia. The world be trust La République du Cameroon for be the provider of peace, security, and stability for Ambazonia. For keep that part of the world stable. Now you come in, you talk, say, we not like the system anymore. We go for dismantle the system and the occupation. So you make the territory ungovernable. You don't disrupt international peace, security, and stability for that region. Now you push Cameroon out. You got to go for step number 2. The first phase of the liberation. We don't finish them. Make the territory ungovernable and push the occupier out. Disorientate them. Make them then they not get legitimacy anymore. They not get the capacity for govern or administer Ambazonia. We do already achieve that one. I want to go for step number 2 as Einstein talking. From place where we dey, for go for place where we want, we get for go. It get for require a different action plan. Different action plan. Different strategy and a different roadmap. And the leader don't lay them out for the Ambazonia people then. That next phase, he don't lay them out. The next phase, where would they already inside and would you want expand them? Now the phase for expand the liberated territories. Now the phase for expand the liberated territories. Now for increase the place that we already liberate them. Increase the place that we already get control. Now for increase those places and for build power for those liberated places. When you drive Cameroon out as a talker, you must build an empowering alternative. Cameroon be being a destructive force. Cameroon be being a negative force. All right? It be being a destructive force and a negative force. Step 2, now for build an empowering system, an empowering alternative where the world get for count upon you. The people they get for count upon you for guarantee their security, for guarantee their stability, for guarantee their safety. The world get for count upon you as you push Cameroon out. You put your hand for up. You tell the world, say, the world, now na me I be in charge for provide stability, security, peace, and safety for these people them and for this area. So that's why just for set trap for road, for blow up an armor car, it not be enough. Any person if you do that one. Any man if you do one. If you take boys them, small picking them, 7, 8 years old, you just teach them how to set that trap, the fee go do that one. All right? It don't need any big book. It don't need any big investment. One of those traps, they only cost that $250. For buy all the material, assemble them all, and put them for road. It only costs that $250. So it not be that expensive. Now a useful tool. Now a deadly tool. They go not only for disrupt enemy activities and prevent them from coming into our communities. Now all that. Step 2. Now for the Ambazonia Defense Forces Day. Step 2. Now for the governing council, they take Ambazonians. The building of empowering alternative capacity on the ground. If you not build the capacity, those same block by block forces, where you will scatter them all over Ambazonia, where they don't be frustrated, they don't be deceived by all these people where they come out outside, put their head outside, they say they be ngomna with no structures. And they take claim and credit of all these boys. Use them for raise money, but not you need to go for those boys. Those forces and some of the dark forces and bad agents on the ground, because of Ambazonian defeat, Cameroon get for create bad actors on the ground for punish the Ambazonian people them for why they dismantle the occupational system. So obviously, Cameroon get for create all these bad elements, including with the frustration, with all these block by block forces, they scatter them all over Ambazonia, and some of them not get any command and control structure. All right, nobody did take care of them. They get for survive. So now the ground, it become not only ungovernable, but it will become very chaotic. And the civilian population, they go start pay the price for the chaos. And now the gold is where the enemy want them. Now the gold is where the enemy want them. For make Ambazonia become chaotic. Lawlessness. A lot of crime. You do small things so person come out. It take what naweti. It carry you, go for public square. It beat you, rape you, kill them for broad daylight. So that for turn the people them against the revolution, against the liberation, against their own hopes and dreams. Not been a way to want this. That's why the Governing Council of Ambazonia, it lay out a plan. The plan for expand liberated territories and the plan for consolidate the gains them would already make. For consolidate, for say all those places where they don't be liberated. We got for put in better forces than for those places. We got for start for build in community institutions than for those places. We got for start for build in Ambazonian institutions than for those places. We got for start for putting the empowering alternative systems where they will give the people them hope and they go assure the people them. Say what you wanna fight for as we make progress for push them out. When I go start for engage, forget the benefits of the freedom them. When I go start forget the benefits of the liberation. When I feel start forget a taste of Ambazonia, we will not be getting for La Republic of Cameroon. So a few days ago, about 2 days ago, waiting when the year say it don't happen for Guzan, and why all this drama it is for outside here. Now because these people that these infiltrators and the pigs, where they set up all this county by county system, all right, local by local system. Now a system where they create them for diaspora, and then they want make people they implement them for ground as governance structure with people the way they not get any idea of what the whole concept be about. So a lot of these guys are for Guzan, when a part of commando forces, all right. Since 2018 also. The way they don't teach them, make them become now people then where they go collect money for ground zero and send them for their masters for diaspora. Una hear fine. The whole setup, not been for liberate Ambazonia, but for set up structures them way, they go collect money for ground zero and send them for lazy people them of the peaks. For diaspora. So what they don't do since 2018, they don't give these guys them where they use their bare hands, they harvest small material from La Republic of Cameroon. They get about 3 or 4 AKs. All this noise when at the hear of outside, those guys they only get about 3 or 4 AKs. With all the noise when I hear them, when they tell when I say they get forces. We don't need for the talk this thing them outside. Because you're not fine. Because it make them vulnerable. For the purpose for clean the revolution from manipulation and extortion, we got for talking. So they put this speaking them. They put this speaking them for down day. Now may they begin to collect taxes for business people them. Every day for market, they will go collect money. For market women them, for mommy they sell for market every day. Now their job that. Not been for how we fight La Republic of Cameroon. So they'll go set up roadblocks Any motor we want pass, they charge that motor money. Una di here? So all the noise for outside, now because the Ambazonia Defense Forces, it realize and say, Cameroon government, their colonial army, police and gendarme, they move for those places freely. Why other parts of those places, they don't be liberated? So why when I go before here? Why when I go before here? When I leave them, they can move freely. And then when they go, when I turn around, when I go for the population, when I go extort money from the population, force people, they may pay with money. So it don't become now a small, petite, criminal gang for do business. The general, he got to put the liberation first, ahead of any movement in the agenda, ahead of any tribalism. The general got to put the liberation first, because they give the master plan for liberate Ambazonia. So they deploy one of the units of their commandos for Guzan. All the noise we will not hear them. Now because they deploy the special forces them for Guzan for go restore order, for bring stability for that community, and for give the people them a sense of assurance. Say the liberation not be enough abuse the people them and extort money from them and use them as economic slaves. So they send the special forces them for Guzan. The noise for outside, the noise from the infiltrators, the audios, we will not hear. Now because they decry their loss of money, will they be the thief from the Ambazonia people them? Will they be extorted from the Ambazonia people them? Because once the special forces they come there, those boys them, with their small chav on them and their 3 or 4 AKs, when 100-man squad he enter, when one of the units of their commandos, once they enter, order get for B. Order go be for this liberation. Every place for inside Ambazonia where the population be distressed, where they use the population, they extort money from the population, they abuse the population. The leadership of Governing Council of Ambazonia, when are the leading movement, where they lead the liberation on the ground in terms of defense investment, in terms of the size of the ADF and its structural leadership, in terms of the power of the ADF, on behalf of the Ambazonian people then, they go protect the dignity of the lives of Ambazonian people then. They go protect the respect of Wamami them, who they sell for market. If those guys, they be take this money, let's say every week, they go for market, they talk to make every person pay small money for make they help them buy weapons from 2018 to 2021. If we don't see commando, if we don't grow a force of more than 50 well-armed forces from just the money where they collect them from our people them. From the checkpoint where they don't mount them since 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and so now for 2021. If we don't see commando, if we don't build, don't get a bigger force, and all them be well armed, no man no forget problem with that one. All we for glad as they take them, they use them for arm the forces, for liberate the bloc and liberate the state of Momo. But instead, we see that the free movement of Cameroon Colonial Army for that state and those same forces with all the noise where Chris Anu and Sako they make them out here. Those guys they only get 3-4 AKs. Now all that with all the noise so they can't fool enough outside here. The special forces they don't be deployed for Guzan. Now the reason that when they hear all these people they cry. They cry now because the place where they be the thief, The place where they be use them for ground zero for thief money from our people them. Just like La Republic, the thief money from our people them. Go develop La Republic. Thief money from our people them. Send them for lazy people them for diaspora. Where they use the revolution. Now for make a living. Because they don't want to work. Because now they say, then they be presidents. And they be secretary of states. So they don't need to go get jobs. So they go for rely on ground zero. For make it pay their bills for America. Now the reason that when I see them, they cry. No other reason, no day. Now because the true spirit of the liberation, it don't be restored and we don't bring order for Guza. Not only for protect the people them from extortion, but for make sure say La Republic do Cameroon army, police and gendarme. They not fit pass for that block. Now for the liberation. Not be for police some person for diaspora. So when I hear all this noise, we now understand the conspiracy and the cunning and the games. So any man will make audios for threatening General FM, you know, will carry your 4 Chavo and your 3 AK. You go face 100 lions. When a noise go end for Facebook and when a noise go end for WhatsApp. ADF, now the powerhouse of Ambazonia. Whether when I go up or when I come down, when a noise they go end for Facebook and they will end for WhatsApp audios. The reality there on the ground. And Guzan be a primary example of how they manipulate fighters. So the reason why they send those forces for Guza, now because the leader don't instruct the general with the blueprint of the plan for consolidate the gains who they make up for ground and stabilize communities for liberated areas. Those places will already be liberated a long time ago. Why we get for come back, can't do the same work who don't do them for them for 2018 and 2019. The whole state of Lebialem don't be liberated. They can bring all kind konu, all kind koni, and do all kind jama. Would pretend until it lead to the death of Ayeke, when are all part of the Koni. Until all the weapons will be seen for field marshal, everything disappear. And field marshal don't run. Now the same ADF, they go back. Go liberate those same places. The place Ayeke be there. Now ADF don't go back. Go try for liberate them. The same place where field marshal be there. Now ADF don't go back. Go try for liberate them. So that La Republic of Cameroon no can take over the same place. We go remain focused on the strategy. We go remain focused on the liberation. We go to focus on what matter. Forgive our people them what they deserve. We go focus on what we need for do them. For move, expand all places where they already liberate them. That's how they build the special forces. That's how they build a trained professional army. Give the people them a sense of victory. Give the people them a sense of security. Assure the population. Say, as Cameroon don't be divided, kidnappers, gangs, chief people them, la Republic terrorists, they no go come destabilize communities. You get for assure. You get for instill confidence. You get for give people them a sense of inner calmness. So that people, they feel go for bed for their community so they don't be liberated. And they feel sleep in peace. Even in times of war, people, they feel still get certainty. When you act well, when you act thoughtfully, when you act intelligently, when you act smartly, when you do things that are based on a plan. I don't challenge you now. 2 months ago, I come for outside, I count $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000. I put them for outside, I hold them for up. I ask you now, make any Ambazonia, and I challenge Chris Anu, and I challenge Sako, and I challenge all their people, the way they talk, say that they work for restoration forces. I challenge every single of one of them. I talk, say, when I bring one video where Sako and Chris Anu, including Yerima, a video where they buy 10 guns, they give them for one forces. 10. I'm not talking they buy 10 guns and they talk say one for here, one for there, one for there. But they buy 10 guns and they give them for lock mode. Just talk say 10 guns. They talk say, okay, what will be their best force? Their best force na commando. May they bring 10 guns where they buy one time. They talk say they give them for the soldiers of TTA. And I talk say any Ambazonia where it produce a video, say Sako and Chris Anu, they buy 10 guns one time, they give them for a specific force. I go give that person $1,000. Now 2 months this, no person ever provide that, no person ever bring that video out. 2 months. If the video they exist, why would I never bring them out? I still get $1,000 for giving now. I don't tell you now. The manipulation, it no go help we. All people there that go hide for this small Njangi, small scamming group them. Say that they liberate Ambazonia. Those lies, they no will help people them. I challenge JK. I say JK, with all the money we take them from Ambazonians, we bring 10 guns, we will buy them, we give one defense group, one of our own defense group, when I call and say restoration forces. Show me 10 guns, we will buy them one time. I will give you JK $1,000. Now the same thing I tell Don Pacho. I say when I bring 10 guns, when I show video of 10 guns, where they buy one time, they give them for a group of forces. I will give you $1,000. Till today. Now the same thing I challenge Paul Nilon. May they show him. In no day. They not fit buy weapons, give them for ground zero. Now the contract they sign off for La République du Cameroon. Because their goal not only for disrupt ground zero, for weaken ground zero, for leave and for the stage of making the territory ungovernable. So that they will talk so will not win the war. Now we go for go now for reconciliation of La République du Cameroon. Now the whole agenda this. But we don't pass that stage. The egg of sea be wise enough. A wise say these people they not be serious, they not be interested, and they not be out for liberate the homeland. So the egg of sea is focus for make the ADF very powerful, where no man of it threaten the ADF on the ground. It is like America. There is no other country where if it threaten the United States. Even China not fit. Because of the overwhelming power where America, they don't build them through their military structures. We'll be understand the game. So we focus on the strategy for build enough power on the ground for the stability of Ambazonia, so that if we project Ambazonian power, where the world not talk say, no, these people them. But one will project that kind of power, would he give the international community trust? So if we defeat La République du Cameroon and bring peace, security, and stability for Ambazonia. So when I want to make, as with all the noise that happen for outside here, more than say they say would they focus on the strategy? Would they focus now on the objectives on the ground? Push Cameroon out, stabilize. Push Cameroon out, consolidate. Push Cameroon out, you build alternative defense power for provide peace, security, and stability for Apura. It not be enough for send soldier them $250 for plan explosive for road. It not be enough. You must turn those defense forces into powerful defense structures for replace Cameroon. Now the mission that, now the goal that, now the next step that. When we the year of the Akamatsus, now the goal that, now for build an army where if you defend Ambazonia. First, that army, their goal now for dismantle the big place them. Their goal not be, if you build Akamatsu, and then their goal now for go she don't set trap for road, for put IED for road. When La République du Cameroon, Amoka one can pass, and then they scatter them. Not be the force that, not be their goal that. Then they get a different object, they get a different mission where they give them. Someone no expect that kind of work from the professional force. They work for set the trap. Now the job of the block by block. The professional forces, they go after key targets. The professional forces, they go after key infrastructures. Why they give the block by block the equipment the way they need them. Like every week, every single week, the ADF, they distribute, I know we'll call the numbers, but they get a certain number of these explosives, these IEDs, where the ADF, they distribute them all across the territory every week. Every week. So that the special forces them, they focus on the big objectives, on the big mission them, for the key targets them. Alright? So we understand the two-tier system. Tier 1, harass the enemy, disrupt the enemy, and you slow them down. Tier 2, the professional forces, they go after key targets, they go after key infrastructures of the occupier. So that the first start for dismantle them, the first start for weaken them. The first start enter for place away, the small forces, them block by block, they not get the capability and capacity and carry out very covert operations. Alright? So, we don't know over worry ourselves about the general, they fine, the general, they strong. All our forces, they fine and they strong. So, we don't know worry about the well-being of the general. The Ambazonia Defense Forces, now a structure with a total command and control with many levels of control. The general, the worker, with a 100-man squad, 100 of the Akamatsus, that the general the convoy that. Dog never born human being. When I tell them, they never start. They never start. The mistake we Ambazonians they make them before the internal enemies, they take down General Ivo. Those mistakes no go ever repeat themselves again. The mistakes we Ambazonians, we ADF and AGOFC they make them before the internal enemies they succeed for kill General Ivo. Those mistakes they no go ever repeat themselves again. Ever. Never. That's why we don't take very strong measures against internal threats. Anything will threaten the ADF, that thing by itself will go down. Anything where it threaten the ADF, you threaten the supreme commander of the ADF. Any force, any soldier, any unit where they instrumentalize you for threatening the whole key for the liberation. Now you go down first. Because as an umbrella force, the goal now for protect the other small one them. Now for protect all the other small one them. Now their job that. But if they take dark forces and they want to use them for destabilize Ambazonia, for kill the people, their aspirations, I'll be very sorry for you. Not this time around. No matter place where you day, we'll go find you and we'll go fish you out. No matter place where you day for ground zero, the intelligence forces, they go fish you out. And even for diaspora, would they keep records of every audio where any person in makeup for instrumentalized ground zero? Would they keep archives for any post where any person in makeup against the ADF, against the leadership, against for inside infighting for ground zero? Would he keep archives? Accountability go there. But the mistakes of the past, where they led to the death of General Ivo, they led to the death of 39 ADF fighters of we, those mistakes they don't go ever repeat themselves. By the time you want to touch your own gun for fire, your head already be taken off. We don't educate and recondition the response of ADF forces. So they be ready for anything. Number one, they be more trained. Number two, they get more expertise. Number three, they get more experience. Number four, they be 10 times more equipped than any other group. Shake no day. Me and Papa them for ground zero. We are not only for worry. When they make all this audio them about General Efan, about when a general, we are not only for worry. We don't put in place all the security measures and the tactical measures for the general. The general fee only fall now for battlefield against the enemy. And even that one, the enemy know how he waka and how they. Alright? So make all man una continue for belief for una leadership. No person fit derail the Ambazonia people them. No man. We don't pass the place of the usefulness of the Christianos. No matter their noise, it no go fit change, it no go fit disrupt Ambazonia diplomatically or internationally. The more Christiano talk, now the more Christiano become more useless. The more John Sofru he open him up to talk, the more useless he become. The more useless to his family, to his own wife, to his own children. When I think say they will come make all that mop for outside here, they go free. They did destroy their own lives. They did destroy their own families. So may they continue for make the noise. The more useless they become. Their audios there outside. It don't make them, they don't become clowns. They don't become comedians. Even their Swiss friends and they love them. They don't know. May they go hear with how the Swiss they love them. Their own friends of the Swiss. They did love them like the most bush people the way the world never seen them before. They did love the idiots. I don't like for being insultive. Now because they don't make themselves to be comedians. They don't make themselves to be fools. To be public nuisance. Alright? Same thing. Any person when you come out outside, you stand. You say you want to go against the ADF. You talk say you want to go against Dr. Ibacho. I just tell you, I just beg you one time. You go make yourself a fool. Because once some things that they would build them on principles, not enough to shake them. Not enough to shake the ADF. Not enough to shake the AGOFC. Not enough to shake Dr. Ibacho. Not enough to shake ASU. Not enough to shake Kapo. Not enough to shake Dr. Ni. Not enough to shake Mama Wally. Not enough to shake any person within AGOFC and ADF, because everything we do it be based on principles. It be based on sound judgment. We argue policies. We need to go after people then. We go after policies now on the issues. Because of those things that matter. People, they are private, they are personal lives, and their personal lives. If they want to make them be as useless as the other one, they don't make their own. That one, it concern them. Now then they will live with the effects of their own actions in years to come and decades to come. As you sow, so shall you reap. Wait till you plant them. Now where you go end up for harvest them. Now law. Now natural law. Not me I make up the law. Now God he make the law. Now natural law. Anything where you plant them, now you go harvest them. Moon and nothing say they go plan manipulation and they will go harvest the order for their own lives. They go plan character assassination. And then the thing say then they will become better people. They enter, they work for some place, they go for some place. People go respect them. Cristiano no go ever fit for enter for a place where it be made up of gentlemen. He no fit. John suffer for the rest of his life. He no go ever sit down for a place where the noble lawyers they go sit down for table. He no go ever. As you sow, so shall you reap. Or any person will continue for opening mob against ADF, against the Ambazonian people, them, against Ground Zero. You the only destroy yourself. You did destroy their character. You did destroy their reputation. All right? So more understand. So mommy them shake no day as mommy will they talk. Would they will fine? Ground Zero they fine. The forces and the general they be focused. They don't get time for all this nonsense. I see call them. The other day when I don't hear a conversation with commando. Now nonsense. They don't get time. All right? They don't get time. They don't get time for all this nonsense. They get a mission for execute them. They get a people for protect. And they get a land for liberate them. So they don't get time for nonsense. We not get time for nonsense. And clowns. The work ahead of we be too much. And for the spend time. For the respond to clowns. Where they don't be as useless as toilet paper where you don't shit and then you wipe your ass. Alright? They don't be as useless as toilet paper where you take and you shit and then you take and you wipe your ass. And so those people don't become very useless. So, I be just talk say since a Friday, make all we can get a discussion for give our people them a sense of clarity, a sense of certainty, just for make people they relax and make people they calm down, make they understand what they really happen. All right? Would they find, would they focus on what they that don't talk? The work with they ahead of we, and so I call upon all our people them. Una focus for support the stabilization forces. Una focus, mami them and papa them. Una continue for the pray for una general. Una continue for the pray for the supreme commander of the Ambazonia Defense Forces. Now it be the face of the liberation on the ground in terms of the defense, for represent the fighters and the liberation. Na he be una face, because na he the champion the fight, the liberation for ground zero. So make all the people that way they believe in prayers. Una continue for pray for ye. May you continue to get the courage and the strength for do the work where una don't assign it, make it do and for all way. We for outside here, we go continue the leader. Oh, I forget to tell you now. Yesterday, the leader get a very big interview with a big US media house for America. All right? He got a very big international interview with a big US media house for the United States of America. All right? I want your doctor say I be forget for tell you for my introduction. My doctor say, okay, I beg, I just look my notes. Oh, as I forget them, I just tell them now. All right? So all things are fine. Make all una stay fine. Una continue for focus. Una continue for do una best. But make sure say all man stay safe. All man stay strong. Make all man, all right? Una take care of each other. Una make sure say una take care of each other. Una be there for each other. Una become more compassionate towards family members them. Una become more caring. All right? Now tough time this, during tough time, develop more compassion, develop more capacity for care. All right? A lot of we, even though we're there for coronavirus, we a lot of our professional jobs, they don't be disrupted, you know. We make sure say we do as much as possible for people to be scattered all over Nigeria and the one who will be scattered across the territory. All right? We do all different types of different things. All right? When I finish where I move this tie, all right, at the enter for different gear for hustle. All right? For make sure say we take care of people then. For make sure say we care more. But may you not carry big manism. Say because coronavirus day, you know, my job don't be disrupted. You carry big manism, go for your hand, she don't. Do something else. Do something else until things are balanced back. And then you come back for the original setup. All right? When things change, you change. But may you not live and make change. It can't worry you. So you know, you can't make other people there, they depend upon you. They go begin to suffer more. All right? Be flexible. All right? Be a flexible person. All right? Care more. And as you care more, the more you go always get the strength for do more. For go long hours. Just to make sure so you provide for people them, you care for them because their certainty, their livelihood, for them forget hope, they depend upon you. And sometimes now you be that guarantor of hope, that generator of hope. Now you be that pillar of stability for their lives. And the more you do them for them, the more they go fit endure the pain of the moment. The more they say you do for them, you care about them, and you not forget about them, they go endure a little bit. Or would you work very hard for make sure say we shorten the journey, will make it be easier for our people then. So at the appeal, if your own heart is then for the prisoners of war, please do your best for mobilize for the prisoners of war. If your heart now for the refugees, then be that person where you mobilize and you do a lot for make sure say, especially when refugees picking them, you know, they be taken care of. For most of we do not the big work. We would focus now for the big work. We focus now on the liberation. So most of 99% of our energy now for focus, say ground zero stand strong. We mobilize for ground zero. We equip ground zero. We train soldiers them. Like right now, 2 trainings that they go on for 2 different places. And make sure say soldier they get chop for chop, they get boots for wear them, they get better camps them. All right, soldier they sick, we take care of you. So most of we would focus our energy on the bigger picture. But any man get your own strength. So but do your own part, not just fold your hand shit on, and do them with passion. If you are going for the refugees, be proud for what you do them, and do them with joy, because na service to humanity. And for our people then. That's why we'll be very passionate. We'll work with the forces. We'll be very passionate about it. Because we know it be essential. It be critical for the survival of ground zero. Okay? So, una take care of each other, papa and mommy them, brothers and sisters. Una take care of each other. Una be friendly. No matter how things are tough, make una not live and make political arguments. It destroy families. Una not live am. Una not live and say, because you dey support this side, you dey support that side, you get for fight, and then una destroy una self. Una not live am. No matter the political disagreement them. The one I know say una be brothers and sisters. Una know say una be papa and mommy. Alright? It be okay for people to forget different opinion. The one I know live and the different opinion una get them. It make una develop so much hate for each other. You know, fine. Not just an opinion. Alright? Not just an opinion. Not just the differences in opinion. But you don't expect maybe you're picking them two, they just get the same opinion where you get them. They feel see things differently. And it be okay. It be okay for people to disagree. But it not be okay for the disagreement for turn into hate against your own brother, against your own sister, against papa, against mommy, because he disagree. Alright, most of we might just tell now. You know, most of some of our family members they don't like what you do on outside here. Alright? But not me say we go stop for talk for them because you know they not really like them. You know, we get choices for make them. We get our own lives for create them. We get our own purpose. They don't want to do them. We get what God don't call some of we. God it make our own brain. Some of we our own brain they be different. All right, it make our own brain they be different. So even when they not like them, but we still love them and we still support them. All right, okay. We know stop for I know stop for talk about a family member just because he talks say. You know, I not like say you support the war for ground. I know we stop for talk with a family member, and I know we stop for love a family member. All right, so you got to grow beyond those things. All those things at the end, when people they get a better understanding, they will see say they do them for their own greater interest. All right, and so a lot of their small fear the way they get them, you know, they will melt away. Okay, so I be just say make I share those kinds of small things that will now at least. Maybe if you hear one or two people, them they soften their opinion them against papa, mommy, or brother and sister. All right, now take them easy. May God bless all now. And for place where you do, for anything you do, may God bless you. Make the things that work fine. If you get small business, may God bless you. May it work fine. If you get a job, may God bless you. May grow from that job. All right. When I stay fine, will you talk if anything there? When I hear from me, when I stay fine, may God bless all man. When I get a beautiful weekend, I want to take care. Okay? Bye.
The words of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and told them, if our youths get angry, it will be like an avalanche of accumulated indignation. And no amount of money that you have hoarded in this country will protect you from their wrath. In 2013, 7 years ago. Reason I gave, you cannot dialogue with a person who has nothing to lose. The youths of this country have lost everything, including their future. Their future has been mortgaged, their presence has been stolen. By people who keep telling them they are the leaders of the future. I tell young people, don't listen to us anymore when we tell you you are the leaders of the future. You are the leaders of tomorrow. They started saying it 40 years ago, and the people who ruled us 40 years ago are still ruling us today. Where will the future be?